If you're feeling crafty, Prism Studios is a place where their motto is art for all the time. So if you want to check that out, sponsoring today's segment, we have Katie.
Hi.
Hey, so tell me a little bit about that motto.
So we have a big focus on community engagement. Even though we are a for-profit business, we definitely want to be reaching out to the community members that maybe can't afford to have a private class or something like that. So we definitely are like to provide a wide array of options to fit everybody so that everybody can really partake.
I like that very much. And so that community painting is funded by grants, is that correct?
Correct. So it's every Thursday night we are at the IMC in Urbana. It's the big old post office building, this really pretty building owned by the IMC, and we're there and we do free community painting on Thursday nights from 5 to 8. And that is a grant-funded project, so we are currently in between grants right now, which is not a problem. We have a lot of options and a lot of high hopes for what the future has to hold, but we do also accept donations through our GoFundMe for that particular project so that we can keep free painting available to the community.
That's really nice. So it's a way that the community can ultimately help the community continue to be artistic.
Absolutely.
And then you do have some events coming up. What painting events do you have?
So we don't have anything on the calendar right now. Mostly what we do is private events. So we like to work directly with the community members to help them figure out what kind of art is going to meet their needs. So we will meet you wherever you're at in public, at your home, in a park, anything really. We're totally mobile and ready to pop up anywhere so that, and we'll do classes if you are, you know, a very new beginner, never painted before, for kids, for adults. It's really a family size, flexible sort of setup.
And when you say you're mobile, you're talking about everything is mobile, as in you have to pack up all the supplies, bring them wherever you're going. How does that all work? Absolutely.
Even our water sometimes we have to bring with us. So we don't always do classes in places with running water. So everything that we use, from the brushes to the canvases, fits in the back of my Kia Soul. And we're just really lucky that we kind of have that opportunity to work with the community so that instead of having to have our own space, we're able to work within the community and do pop-up events for people. So we'll go to the IMC or we'll go to maker spaces, we'll go to the park, we'll meet you anywhere you want to meet in order to make art.
And then as far as making art, how do you decide what it is that you're going to paint? And do you personally teach the classes, or how does that work? If I want to book a mobile paint experience, what does that look like?
So the big thing is I like to have a phone call just so that we can get to know each other and talk a little bit. I'm very big on doing things that people are interested in. So I like to just ask people what they want to paint, and we go from there. And sometimes there's a lot of input, and sometimes there's not a lot of input, and that's okay. It's something as simple as what's your favorite colors is easy enough for me to work with. And so we'll build a custom painting that we teach just to you and your friends and family, and we'll start you from a very blank canvas. We do have other options as well. We do have like pre-drawn canvas options if you feel too intimidated by working with like a blank canvas. We also have just paint at your pace events where we'll set everything up that you need, and everybody's allowed to just kind of serve themselves like an art buffet and work on whatever they want to work on, and we're there to help and answer questions. But instead of it being like a structured class, they're allowed to just sort of play.
I love that. And I like that term too, an art buffet, because I feel like art is a creative thing anyways, and then that's a great way that everybody can choose what they want.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sponsoring today's segment. And if you want to learn more about Prism Studios, head over to CILiving.tv.